I? Because, her mother said firmly, they are stupid and expensive, and you are not having one. Now go upstairs, wipe away those tears, and wash up for dinner, she scolded. You are 6 years old now, not 4.
Well, I've wanted one since I was 4, and you wouldn't get me one. So unfair, Molly screamed. When I grow up, I'm going to have a whole collection of Barbies, and there'll be no one to tell me not to, she yelled and stomped upstairs.
While she was stomping around in her room, Mrs. Whiteman called her husband upstairs to talk. I hate to see Molly so unhappy, her father said. You realize I can hear everything you're saying, right? Molly said. Her parents looked up to see Molly peering through the floorboards. Molly, her mother scolded, you are better than to eavesdrop on us.
Molly ran upstairs before her mom could punish her. After dinner, Molly went upstairs to bed. Mrs. Whitman came upstairs to tell Molly to stop complaining about not having a doll. You have food and a roof over your head. Be grateful. Now go to sleep. Fine, Molly said.
The next day, Molly got up. Her mom got to take a short walk. When she got about a block away from the house, she stopped. There was a yard sale going down the street, so she went to take a look. She bought an antique lamp and a ceramic cat. When she turned to leave, she saw a box on the ground labeled free. She asked the cashier if it was really free, and she said yes, so she took the box home with her.
When she got home, Molly had already left for school, so she dumped the box out on the table. Inside, she found an old toothbrush, a box of dried-out markers, a broken watch, some old chapstick, a small flower vase, used chalk, and the last thing in the box was an old Barbie doll. Its hair was ragged and wispy, her makeup was smudged, her clothes were torn, and she wore a pair of light pink ballerina slippers.
Her mother knew she couldn't spoil Molly like this, but she hated to see her little girl so unhappy. When Molly got home from school, her mom told her that she had a little surprise for Molly. Molly assumed that it was another fun learning activity or one of those lame mom gifts, but no. When she saw the Barbie, her face lit up with joy.
Thank you so much, Mommy. I love her. I think I'm going to sleep with her tonight. When Molly was done with her homework, she went to bed. She saw the Barbie doll sitting on her bed with her head tilted to the right, smiling at her. Good night, Dolly, Molly said. We will play tomorrow morning.
When Molly woke up, the Barbie was still sitting beside her, but this time her head was tilted to the left, and there was a small, deep red stain on the back of her dress. Molly got up, brushed out all of her curls and her silky red hair, and went downstairs. The TV was on to the news channel. It said that there was a mystery murderer. The police do not have a solid lead yet, but we will not give up until we find the suspect.
As she did every day, Molly went outside to grab her newspaper. When she went outside, there was a small trail of blood leading up to their house. Molly yelled for her parents, and they saw the blood but made nothing of it.
Zach probably just cut his paw coming inside, so everyone started looking for Zach. Zach was sitting on the couch like nothing was wrong. This was all odd, Molly thought. She went upstairs to find her Barbie doll lying on her side. This is so weird, Molly thought. Suddenly she felt very sleepy, so tired that she fell asleep with her clothes on.
The next morning, she woke up before anyone else. Sort of. She came downstairs to find breakfast already made and her dad asleep on the couch. As Molly glanced around the empty seats, she noticed her Barbie doll, a fork in one hand and a knife in the other. She looked closer and actually saw what the breakfast was. There was an egg yolk in her water glass all over the floor, burnt pancakes, and maple syrup splattered all over the walls.
Molly screamed, ear piercing. Mr. Whiteman woke up and came running into the kitchen. Still half asleep. He saw what Molly had done. He screamed, What the heck did you think you were doing? It is 6 in the morning.
What's going on here?" a voice asked sleepily. It was Mrs. Whitman getting up. When she opened her eyes, she saw the mess in the kitchen. "Molly, you have some explaining to do, young lady." "But I didn't do it," Molly said softly. "Well, I don't see anyone else around here," her dad said. "I said it wasn't me." Molly was getting frustrated.
"Molly, we thought we raised you better than this." It was the Barbie," Molly screamed. Molly sat down. Mrs. Whiteman said firmly, "I hope this never happens again. I want you to go upstairs, look in the mirror, and tell me what you see." Molly came back a few minutes later. "I see red hair, brown eyes, and freckles." "Do you know what I see?" her mother said. "I see my little girl who has just destroyed our entire kitchen." "Believe whatever you want," Molly screamed, "but this wasn't me." Molly, what are you doing?" her father asked. "I already told you who it was, but you won't believe me," she screamed. "If you don't want to hear the answer, then you shouldn't have asked." Molly was so mad, she stomped up the stairs and locked herself in her room for the rest of the day. And the next, and the next, and the next. She didn't have to worry about food or drinks because she kept a secret stash of candy and soda under her bed. And she had her own private bathroom. 3 more days passed, and Molly still did not come downstairs. "If I stay up here long enough, maybe Mom and Dad will finally believe me," she thought. It was a childish thing to think, but at only 6 years old, it made sense at the time. By the 8th day, her parents were really worried. They agreed to go upstairs and talk to Molly, but Molly had locked the door and refused to answer any of their questions. That night, Molly thought about the Barbie for the first time in days. "I hope you don't think you're going... What if it comes alive again and destroys something else?" she thought. She fell asleep thinking. The next day, she woke up early. She checked her alarm clock to see it was not morning, but 2 a.m. Then she heard footsteps. Click, 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 clack, clack. She sat up to see the doll figure walking across her floor. She opened her mouth to scream, but before she could make a sound, the Barbie turned around. "I hope you don't think you're going anywhere." Her voice was high and squeaky. Who are you?" Molly stuttered. "I can't tell you that," she squeaked, "but let's just say I'm special." Her smile grew as she opened her mouth and let out a blood-curdling laugh that shook the windows. Then the figure disappeared into the shadows. Molly didn't care about staying in her room anymore. She burst into her parents' room. "Mom! Dad!" she yelled. "Help me! The Barbie's alive and she's crazy!" Her father stayed snoring loudly, and her mother only muttered, "Molly, we've been over this. No matter what happens in your dream, chicken nuggets do not eat Doritos." "But Mom!" But Mrs. Whitman had already fallen back asleep. Molly ran downstairs to find clouds of smoke in the living room. Molly covered her nose and mouth with her shirt. She saw the couch on fire. She ran into the kitchen and filled a pot with water. Then she came back into the living room, sloshing water all over the floor. Her mom wouldn't be happy. She poured the water all over the couch, but by that time the couch was just a big pile of soot and ash. She looked closer at the ashes and noticed 3 strands of blonde doll hair mixed in with all of the ash. It was 5 now, and Molly knew her parents wouldn't think that she was the one who tried to burn the whole house down. She went into the kitchen to get a broom and dustpan. It took her an hour to sweep up the mess. She wasn't hurrying because her parents sleep late on weekends. Molly decided to come up with an excuse why there was no couch. Finally, she came up with one. "I came down the stairs this morning and I saw 2 men carrying our couch out the door." Or maybe the Easter Bunny hopped out with the couch. It was about 9 o'clock. Now, Molly's parents had come downstairs. Molly decided to act like nothing had ever happened, so she settled down in a chair in front of the TV. Molly's mother came downstairs and tried to sit where the couch had once been, but there was no couch, so Molly's mom fell. "Molly, what happened to our couch?" "I don't know," Molly said innocently. "Maybe Santa took it back to his workshop to fix it up like the Grinch.
Or maybe the Easter Bunny took it to use it for a workbench to make chocolate eggs out of it for Easter. What do you think about that?
Molly, this isn't going to work. What actually happened to our couch? Okay, Mom. You want to know what actually happened? Fine. It was the Barbie. You are probably going to ground me, so I might as well just go up to my room right now. Molly, I'm not going to send you to your room because you have already been in there for a week, but I am very disappointed in you.
That night, she went up to her room and ripped the head off her Barbie, slammed it on the ground. Molly turned around to see a green doll-like shape floating around the room. Molly screamed for her parents. They ran upstairs, concerned that Molly was seriously hurt. When they got to her room, Molly was lying on her side, facing the window. Molly? Her dad asked. He walked closer to Molly and put his hand on her arm. Yes, came her squeaky, cracked voice. Then she turned her head around, all the way around her neck. Her face was terrifying. She had on smudged makeup, her clothes were torn, and she had a pair of light pink ballerina slippers on her feet. Yes, Daddy?
To be continued.